Starting on time. All right, wonderful. Got my coffee. Got my, because Joy's into chickens. So, anyway. All right, much love. Here's, I was just trying to feel what should we do for topics? What should we do for topics? Now, it'll take a minute for you guys some of you to start getting online. And sometimes there's just nothing. In fact, learning to hang out, to be with the nothing. A few weeks ago, I haven't put this out yet on YouTube, but I felt very distinctly, I want to call this video, I think I've recorded it, I got to look through the videos. God is ignorant. God is ignorant. To catch people's attention. What does that mean? And then a few weeks later, I heard from a spiritual teacher, and if I've repeated this before, I'm sorry. This is part of what happens with the erasure. That said the same thing. He said, Shiva is ignorant. Now, Shiva, to his followers, is God, the king of yogis, the most popular aspect of God in the Hindu triathlon. God is ignorant. So sometimes being willing, in fact, it's an important step on the whole journey, is actually learning to allow for ignorance, non-knowing. It's not even agnostic, which means, well, it is kind of. Agnostic is not knowing. And we've been trained that we have to know, right? And this bears repeating. See the repeating bears? Kind of like the Grateful Dead guys going right across the bottom here. It bears repeating that learning to be comfortable with not knowing is one of the necessary steps on awakening. This incessant torture of I have to know, I have to be somewhere. I have to rush, stress, hurry, and worry. And in listening to the Sun or Awakening Souls, the book, there's a chapter in there, hurrying to our deaths. Every teacher has talked about it. Be still and know that I'm God. Shut the fuck up and sit down. That's from Buddha, by the way. Right? So every teacher has talked about we've got to slow down, connect, etc. And part of the step is to be willing to not know. A tyranny of having to know. Hey, what's that about? What's the bottom line on that, Bob? Can I have the executive briefing and help me categorize it? You know, this is a shutting down of our realities. This having to reduce and categorize. The categorizing mind wants to put everything in a slot. It's lately you've been hearing it too. Don't label people. Labeling is, you know, obviously it's up right now with the cops and Black Lives Matter. You know, labeling each other is a reductionist. Oh, you're so-and-so. Okay. What do you do? Oh, okay. I'll stick you in that box over there. It's very condescending. It's very limiting. It's very inaccurate to reduce a human soul or any soul across the universe into some little slot box. Oh, you're this. Here's your demographic statistics. This is basically what the NSA is doing, the National Security Agency. It's reducing us into demographically predictable eco-slave robots, right? Also what advertising does. That very important 25, whatever it is, 15 to 25 demographic. That's all we care about, numbers, eyeballs. How many eyeballs do you get? That's advertising, Nielsen ratings, so forth. Very unloving, very inaccurate in a reductionist universe to have to know and trying to categorize, label, pigeonhole each other, it's pretty much like, imagine taking a full spectrum feeling like an avatar, all the nuance. I can feel the star, I can feel the sun talking to me right now. And there's the influence of the moon. It's kind of below on the other side. And then there's the sweet influences of the Pleiades or Arcturus, as the Bible says. If we reduce all that into a slot, into a little box, don't box people in. Don't label people. Don't label beings. I was just watching a video of an elephant playing piano with its mat. It's not one of those trained ones in Thailand that they punish to do it. But there's much more to beings. If you can feel with your heart and your belly, one full conscious breath, relax, asana, ass on the ground, yogi asana. It doesn't mean position, it means comfortable seat, solid seat, connected, rooted, not ascending, but asana, so on the ground, solid. When you feel from there, you feel outward, basically, expansion. Your multi-dimensional feeling. Let me move this over just a little bit so I'm a little more centered for you guys. If we had a guest, we could have him over there. All right. You are multi-dimensionally feeling, and the only way you have access to multi-dimensional feeling is to be willing not to know. God is ignorant. God is willing. Source is willing, is comfortable with, is confident enough to not know. What's the worst thing that could happen? Bears repeating, if I've done this before. Johnny, what's the answer to math problem number 4, 4th grade? Johnny gets I don't know, gets traumatized because he doesn't know the fractions. There's millions of people in that are still traumatized about that they couldn't figure out fractions. Is there going to be math? And we get terrified. So being willing to say, I don't know how it works. I remember the first time for me in 10th grade, we took advanced placement biology, the difficult. I remember just being like in tears going, this is actually, I have to actually study. I have to do something. I don't understand it. So we're trained, programmed Pavlovianly. How many people use that term today? Pavlovianly trained that you have to know. What's the answer? What's the bottom line? What do you got? What you got? What you got? It goes on, right? That is a reduction of consciousness. Instead of being able to feel the nuance of that feeling, that thought, yes, but thought is just one band. There's all these other frequency bands going up, and imagine the light spectrum, the cosmic consciousness spectrum is distributed along your spinal column. And if we reduce it just to this band, the mental pineal gland band, it's horrible. It's like taking your brain out and putting it in formaldehyde or something. So we've got to realize, see with real eyes, feel with real heart, real feel, real sense, solar plexus. It's okay not to know. Gee, I don't know. Do you know how to sail a boat? No, I don't know. Teach me. Okay, we could handle something like that. But like the whole tyranny of having to know. You do not have to know. And the reason source can be source is because source goes to a new quadrant or a newly opened space in the universe, mother womb or magnetic matrix, Ma and her tricks, open space, and the light is going to come in and fill that space, and not fill it, but participate in the magnetic electro father, mother, whatever you want to call it, positive, negative. These are made up terms, but it's sort of like vibrating dark space, massaging, vibrating, undulating, massagey womb space, humming, magnetic, hello, matrix, the magnetic matrix. It's Ma, hey Ma, mom, right? And the patterns of light that go into that matrix, pater, right? Father. Latin, father, pater, patterns, right? You need both for the creation. But that pattern and the mother have to be willing to not know what's coming. If they're afraid and, oh, we have to have it all figured out and all planned out, well, how can you let nature be chaotic and do its thing? Beautiful chaos. I was just walking in the creek with Gabby for the first time in a while yesterday, and just feeling all the chaos patterns again. Sycamore trees are not from this planet, by the way. They are definitely they are completely chaotically unpredictable. There's no radial patterns to them, like a lot of our trees you can predict. Be willing not to know. I don't know. I don't know. Be comfortable right now in this moment. Once you start becoming comfortable with your essence, self, I can learn, I can find out, but I'm more interested in essence, in soul, in what is it, the life force that breathes itself up and down my spinal column. What is that movement? What is that magnetic matrix, pater, matter, and patter, right? What is that? Versus it's this. I know this. Let me look it up in the word encyclopedia. Let me look it up on Google. You know, that's mental fucking static. It's kind of painful, actually, you know. So be comfortable more with sensing. If you put your faith, your trust, your interest, in your essence, you then become confident. You ever met people that they don't know a lot, but there's something confident about them. They're comfortable in their own skin. What's that? Be comfortable in your essence, because the essence, that's so God is willing to not know, meaning be ignorant. But God is, hey, I've created 5 trillion other universes. I can probably create a new pattern, a new game, instead of being terrified. God is not source is not xenophobic. It is not fearful of strangers or new things. In fact, it seems to really enjoy creating new things, to explore, expand, infuse, enjoy, explore, expand, infuse, enjoy, explore. Trust. What would your life be like? Feel it. I trust my hookup, my divine hookup to source. I don't know how to play a piano, but so what? I can put my fingers on it. And the more you're in this relaxed space, someone hands Jesus a guitar, or Krishna puts Krishna in front of us, gives Krishna a saxophone. Are they going to say, oh, I don't know how to do that? No. They're going to tap into the Akasha, to the collective morphic field of humanity, and they're going to tap into what that's like. They're going to tap into all the saxophone players, all the guitar players, and they're going to use all that instantly in the no time space. And then they're going to go, here's my twist, my turn, my vibrational soul print expressing the ions of that interaction with that instrument. Feel that. These are part of the talents that are coming back to humans now. There's come an upgrade happening. Right now we're in the like cleaning phase. We're trying to, we're in demolition right now. Could literally also be happening coming up for sure. Actually will. Major demolition is going to happen on Earth. Whether it's tsunamis or Ebolas or a few nukes going off or just people's fear of the sun causing mental eruptions in people. At the end of Atlantis, people were possessed. They got things they had been suppressing. And how many of us here, let's be realistic for a little bit. How many people right now are openly expressing exactly how they feel? Or staying current with it. You don't have to say it. You don't have to express it, actually, but in touch with it. How many people do you know are honestly during the day going, how am I feeling moment to moment? The full spectrum human is sensitive, sensing around. The masters feel not just this dimension. Someone touches the story, the power went out of my robe, Jesus says when somebody touches his robe. You know that. Someone looks at you from behind you, hey, someone's looking at me. I can feel that. We are these sensing beings. We can sense people, we can sense stuff, other people around us. And as we're becoming more empathetic, empathic, you're going to have to learn also how to be appropriate with that, have an appropriate etheric skin. That's not a manual. You don't go to the mind and go, oh, on page 22, here's where you tweak this and make sure you don't take on their extraneous sadness and you become a highly sensitive person and I take on it. That's ego. That's ego. It wants to be special by being a highly sensitive person. Look at me. I'm going to call something out right here. When people go, well, we have a very rare disease. There's only 10 people in the world that have this. That's ego. They want to be special. It's the same with obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm the premier collector of XYZ figurines in the whole planet. It's ego. It's a lack of self-esteem. It's not willing or comfortable with being ignorant in the true sense of that. Ignorance, not knowing. The Gnostics knew. That's why they got killed by the church, right? They knew. They were communing. They were exposing the archons. They were pointing out that there are succubus entities that harvest the energy on the whole planet. You can't have that when you're going to have a church that's going to create a harvest of harvestable souls that can be fed on. You can't have the Gnostics pointing that out. So the Gnostics were wiped out early. So right there was a moment. Now, I spent a lot of time in that no time place. Why? Because it feels good and it gives me total access. See, in the no time place, between time place, you have access to all of them. Imagine Buddha sitting in the center of the sun. Imagine a Hindu goddess with thousands of expressions and arms, and her energies can go in every direction. In the 0 point, in the no time space, these are literal spaces. But you cannot access it through the mind. The mind is caught in linearity. The classifying, labeling mind is caught. It can multi-process just a little bit, like a few items, but it cannot go multi-dimensional, multi-experience. Last night, I usually don't dream because I actually want to sleep. Or, I kind of go, okay, just leave me alone during the night. But last night I had two major lucid dreams. I actually got up at one point, go to the bathroom, came back, started right back in, clicked in where I'm like, okay, I want to keep going with that. This you can do. This is when you're starting to do multi-dimensional existences. Like I mentioned in the last one, masters don't sleep very much. They don't need to. I still sleep There's a time when I didn't do a lot of interaction with the world, when I didn't sleep that much, because I would sit and fill up during the day. Now I'm doing some stuff in the world, so I still want recline time. How's that? So I had a moment there right now of just completely erasing. By the way, this is a symptom also of awakening, that you're going to have non sequitur, non-linear moments. It's not Alzheimer's. Okay, that's one way to do it. It's actually a very loving way. If you hear that, that's the doggy bowl over there. I get the mic turned up pretty much today. But that's going to be a sign also. You're going to have moments of, where am I? Who am I? What just happened? And complete erasure. This is part of learning to move into the willing to be not knowing, willing to be ignorant space. Wow, you're loud, you guys. You can hear the dogs drinking in the background. You can hear it through the mic. Being willing to go into that space. I have a client a couple of years ago who would just say, I'm in the grocery store, Tobias, and I can't, and she's young, 30s. She'd say, I can't even remember my name and who I am. And I just enter into this space of kind of connected enjoyment, like everything slows down. Next thing I know, people are giving me hugs. Kind of like what Katie Byron talked about when she first came out of her rebirth. This is nothing to be scared of. Don't run off to the psychiatrist, especially. They're just going to ply you with drugs to shut you down. It's getting better. Spiritual emergence, spiritual awakening. I had an episode I've had several like that. There was one at the gym, because God likes to fuck with me. That's why. Spirit loves, source loves to be unpredictable. Love. Babaji used to say, love my unpredictability. God works in mysterious ways. Because again, your mind is like, oh, okay, this is how it works. This is how, and it's like the mouse will never come out of the hole if you're watching it. A watched pot will never boil. Where your mind, that, if you focus on a bird, if you look at the bird out of the corner of your eye and you're kind of sensing it, the bird's safe. But if you turn and put your gaze on it, it gets scared. So the mind will destroy the soft focus, the laser mind. What happened? What'd you do in school today, Johnny? Johnny's like, I can't remember a thing, right? Because you're like confronting, pushing, harsh with it, right? I remember being at the gym. I'm surprised I even remembered I was going to tell you this story, to be honest, because I'm playing with this soft focus 0 point. The 0 point is the all access point. Feel that. In the nothing, all things can be born. This is sitting inside your body. You're a god. Your mechanism, I hate that word, your instrument, that's not even correct, your conglomeration of energetic hocus pocus, I don't know, magic miracle movements of certain energies of various mixtures, known as your body and your emotions and your thoughts, is the ultimate creative point, creation fountain in this universe. This is the only game there is. Remembering that, or wasting your life force running, run away, hurry and worry till you die, hurrying to our deaths. I can feel it very much lately, and I'm actually thinking, I just need to go live alone again and just be in the no time space a lot of the time. Because in that space, you don't use yourself up. And it's very interesting. Three of the full spectrum webinars ago, I mentioned in the beginning about how we're going to learn that time is not solid. It's not predictable, even with all the clocks. And sure enough, I haven't read David Wilcock's stuff, but I looked at his Divine Cosmos in the first time about 6 months, and he talks about an experiment. I posted it on Facebook about flies. They're moving at a whole different speed. And turtles, we move about 400% faster. Like we move in fast motion. If a tortoise, lives about 200 years old. If they watch humans, we're like moving around. For a fly, we're going really slow. There's varying experiential rates of time, of course. So now, as soon as I thought about it, this is part of how this works, by the way. The more you hang out in the no time space, you're sensing. Feel out your back. Feel down your tailbone right now. Feel your tailbone talking to the center of the earth. If that's not material enough for you, then feel the soles of your feet, the cells, your skin on the bottom of your feet, whatever it's touching. If you're in shoes, it doesn't matter. If you're on the 26th floor of a skyscraper, it doesn't matter. You can feel down through your feet. Your bones are incredible humming devices. There's actual cosmic sounds humming in your bone marrow, infusing your blood cells. The 750 billion with a B blood cells that you'll make today are all being infused with a humming light. It's a light and a sound at the same time as your bone marrow. Your bones, why do we think there's magic in Father's bones? In the magic of the circle of the stones and in the magic of Father's bones. Why are these Celtic, why these old things? Because it's true. Imagine the storehouse in your femur that has made blood for 70 years every day, 750 billion cells throughout your bones. That's some serious life force. That's why with saints, it's true, relics work. You know, if you can find Jesus' skull, you can't, or Krishna's bones, you can't, because they literally upgraded them. They just upped the frequency into liquid energy. This is all just congealed energy. Every atom is just basically, there's no particle physics anymore. There's no particles. Atom, protons, neutrons, no, never exist. Mesons, quarks, that shit. No, none of it. It's all just vibrating, fluctuating energies infused, intended by thought intention. Thought alone is not enough. That's the pattern. But the feeling in the heart, the knowing in the belly, the power of the life and root chakra, and the inspiritation, right? And the inhearingation, the hearing nation, the third ear, all that, speaking it into vibrating. It's all vibration, right? And it's going to come back again so that the voice will actually create exactly what it says. When your 7 chakras are aligned, feel it as I say it. So you can get all this just mentally, these things, these webinars that we do, or you can get it on other multiple levels as well, because we're going to infuse this. It's happening right now. Just infuse the energy in that vibrational column. Now you can choose to just decode it and see it and only feel it as the way we've been trained Pavlovianly to observe. We become visually fascinated, fixated. Witness everyone walking around with their iPhone, iPads, etc., right? But the actual organic creation is the heart, the root, all of this full column, the full spectrum human intends life, and the thoughts are an afterthought. The thoughts are the pattern. The pattern is not first. The root energy mixed with heart solar plexus, heart center, heart pivot point, right? 3 chakras above, 3 below, as above, so below. Meaning they cooperate. as concert, talking, spinning, working. Now, you don't do this consciously. You don't try to do it like, I gotta do it. No, that's not how it works. It's like shooting hoops or playing music. You do not do it linear mind-wise, rational mind, left brain. You can't do it. You drop in. You drop into that which makes me, that which I really am, my assemblage point back here that actually creates my body. You drop into it. You drop. The longest journey is that 12 inches from here, 18 inches to your heart, right? That we get that. I need to be in the heart. But more than the heart, you also need to be in the belly. One thing that's simple way to approach it is to put more and more of your attention during your experience. And you can still talk like I'm doing right now. You know, the idea that we're schizoid or separated or humans or beings is not true. And this is why masters you start expressing. I'm letting the throat chakra talk, but at the same time, I'm feeling the softening focus in my eyes. I can feel the inspiration, the kind of crawling, like Buddhists call it, the ants crawling on your crown chakra. These are real sensations. You may feel some energy coming down the side of your head. These wafting fourth, fifth D energies over your body. Let your root chakra, like a pulsating jellyfish, this takes some gentle attention. The inner body awakening, the basic technique, is what I recommend to get in touch with this. There is no way to quote heaven, back to oneness, back to awake, sensitive human being, normal, back to natural human. Just talking to my neighbors today, we were talking about dogs are still natural. We're fucking, stuck in our heads. And that there's no way back to natural, connected, enlightened, awakened. Enlightenment is, it's got so misused. We sort of need to get rid of that term because we have made, it has been co-opted by the mind into, oh, enlightenment means this. Right now, if you notice, you have some ideas, some concepts, some prejudices, prejudged concepts of what enlightenment should look like, what it will be like, what it means. That's all bullshit. That's all projection prejudice. We've heard about enlightenment, so it's become a thing. Projecting prejudice ideas, prejudice, right? Prejudging, not in the moment, not real, caught in an illusionary thought form. Prejudice, projected prejudice. How can you know what enlightenment is? Even the concept is icky. You can't know. It's like telling someone who's never tasted water. There's some animals that never drink water in desert regions. How could you explain to a creature like, well, hey, this is what water's like and what it tastes like? How could you even describe the taste of water anyway? You can't describe the taste of water. Try it right now. Or just don't go into the head, but like go, okay, you can make up some words and stuff, but the words are nothing like actually drinking the water. So expanded sensing more is the only way. Shutting down labeling and mind focusing. Look, my pineal gland is open. Big fucking deal. That's a booby prize. All right, let's do DMT to let you know that's not recommended. DMT occasionally, yes. I've never done the actual stuff. I'm going to do the animal one, the Bufal various frog. That's the only animal natural DMT that exists so far that we found. I'm sure there's other animals we carried in us, but the frog, the Sonoran Desert frog, the Bufal various, Colorado Plateau frog, has these glands you squeeze onto a glass. You don't hurt the frog. It's the stuff they use for defense, but it has DMT in it. Try it, smoke it. Anyway, we're going to be doing that. Hopefully get some residential frogs. Because it's natural. I trust natural, chemical, altered, refined, not so good. Natural sugar, big, okay. Refined sugar, pff, diabetes, etc. Chemically altered, nature provided, your body came to Earth, your DNA, your light being felt Earth and the sun, talked to both planets, got the info from the sun, and you got the info from Mother Earth, and you decoded and created a human body. The human body is perfectly made for this environment, and all the plants are getting the same information through the super fiber optic globe hovering a few million miles away from us. 8 minutes, eight minute light year. It's not a light year. 8 minute light. 8 minutes it takes the light to get from the sun to Earth. Super info. You decode perfectly. So, you know, what you need, trust that. Natural DMT, natural hormonal expressions. You want to, as much as possible, trigger your natural pharmacy. Artificial outside pharmacy, temporary, even herbs and stuff. No. The way I do it is I will literally intuitively feel things. Like it'll go, ding. Open right now the switch in yourself. Your intuitive switches. I'm open to my spirit and the collective thing that Edgar Cayce tapped into that knew what the body needs at what time. You have that in you right now. Just click, 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 click. Whatever image shows up for you in your subconscious. I just saw this click, click, like I'm opening these clicking little things up and down my spinal column that open up to my intuitive. And so when I hear a little, something catches my ear, catches my eye, I feel so. I brought this little rock home from the river yesterday. It just said, "Come, take me home." I don't know why. Just say yes. Other time, and I'm like, no, and then let me go put that back, or whatever it is. Open up to the intuitive direction, direct, connected, direct ion, direction. You're getting the direct Akashic ions in real direction, direct into you. It's there anyway in your subconscious. But if you start making it conscious, that it will literally tell you, eat this now. Just like animals. They know what to eat when. They'll eat dirt, grass, these doggies, and if we don't have any artificial crap that we've made, there's everything safe for them. When you make something like antifreeze, some horrible chemical that has a weird sweetness to it, then you'll poison your dogs. But if you leave nature alone, there's nothing. They will just eat and feel what they need at the time, or not eat. They'll fast appropriately. So get in touch. Feel it right now. Open it. Click, click, click inside you. I am more in touch. I allow the inspiration, the nudging, the intuition to tell me what to have, when, and where. There's a right time for everything. See, any strict diet will fuck you up long term. I eat this rigid, I've reduced it to, I should do the greens and this and that. It'll still fuck you up. You know why? Because you're not in direct ion direction. You're not getting direction from the intuitive what's needed. There's a right time for everything under heaven. Eskimos probably can't survive on papaya fruit in their belief system. They need walrus blubber, fat. Why not? It's the same with us. All the fad diets are bullshit. All you got to do is super, this is going to save your soul. No. Your body knows innately, intuitively, if you're in touch with it. Not in touch with your fallen state, where you want to eat stuff that is based on fear, gluttony, lack. No, it comes from health. From I want to feel connected to the earth and good. Obviously, wild fruits with no pesticides and stuff are awesome, but too much fruit, there's a right time. No, I want bacon. Your body will tell you. The only time it tells us, we make fun of it, is when women, women are pregnant. I want pickles and ice cream, and we make fun of it. There's something there, maybe the baby, who's saying, I need this salt vinegary thing, pickles. And the woman is during that time, because the baby is so close, literally in vibrating her, that she can hear those impulses. Go back to make yourself pregnant with God, with a golden child. My golden child tells me what I need to eat and not eat, and what I need to vibrate and participate in and not participate in intuitively. Download it right now. Whatever image shows up, you absorb it like a frog. You drink it. It comes in through the top of your head or up through your root chakra. Whatever shows up, trust the subconscious. The subconscious knows how to talk to your conscious. Shall I call Carl Jung here on the carpet with his pipe and start giving us the 5-hour lecture on archetypes? Don't need, cool, be attracted to that. But whatever imagery comes in, be open to imagery all of a sudden. Become the artistique, the artiste. Be a soul artiste, a soul imaginarian. And it's no work. See, the mind has to fucking work. It's the work Edison is bullshit. That's why we teach the slave program our kids. Edison. Innovation is 99% perspiration, i.e. be good worker slave fucking little bees for us, and 1% inspiration. But then Tesla comes along, who doesn't do any work. He just sits there and imaginariums it, feels it, sees it, works it out in his head, all the parts to the moving parts, makes one model and it works. Edison hated him, right? Because he did it the easy way, sourceless way. No perspiration. There's no work. There's no struggle. There's no struggle. The tree root that lifts the cement on your sidewalk in your local little town is not struggling, but it's very powerful. Imagine your life right now. Feel it. I'm a hook up to the source. In through the head, up through your ass, in through every orifice, in through every pore. Every pore in your body is not just meant to pour out sweat. It's a two-way street. You can feel the universe like the sun feels with all its rays around the whole galaxy and talks to every other sun. You also talk to every other living thing, and waves and cascades of cosmic energies that actually touch your skin. Have someone just lightly touch you sometime. Oh my God, it's like electrical fields. You can do it to yourself a little bit, but if someone else touches you, right down your armpits, the sides of your body, of your rib cage, you'll send fucking energies up and down your spinal column. Light touch therapy is being invented, right? We've neglected all these beautiful things we have. Come on and touch me, baby. Right? Yeah. And let all the energies move in you. All this has been shut off from us. The raw complex, many of the planets in our solar system, besides Mars and Earth, have ascended. Mars and Earth have some war shit to work out. And we're not judging. We're actually going to be more advanced than those other Neptunian 12-foot floating above the astral seas beings. But they ascended through love on Venus. That's why it's collectively still the planet of love for us. They literally ascended through lovemaking. Gee, there's a thought, right? Let's activate those energies and not have all that fucking demonic shit coming. I own you, right? Infesting each other's spinal columns and murdering each other. That's what's happened on Earth. Licentious sex, like swinging and creepy tantra, is just as fucked up as super ownership, Amish. I will kill you, and I will make sure you dress a certain, the Muslim thing, or any fanatic religions that control each other's souls. But it's just as fucked up to be too licentious where you're not using the heart. It hides more subtly in there. So it's not about swinging. It's not about promiscuity. No, no, no. You got to have your heart present. You got to watch for the creepiest entities. Well, it's all equally creepy if it's disconnecting you from your true innocent source. Unless you become as little children, you will not taste the one taste. Even if you call your nice sexual explorations one taste and tantra and weaving and all this, right? You have to learn to discern and you should, not that you shouldn't explore. I encourage people. They're like, well, we're gonna go try polyamory. I'm like, yeah, go for it. You know, just have your heart present if you don't want to spend 20 lifetimes going off into some cultic shit and generating some entities that will attach themselves to your spinal column. Demons. They're demons, honey. Yes. Patterns. You could call them imprints, demons, entities, pieces of yourself that you've put in denial. Yes. It's an absolute, it's majorly what's going on Earth. We're so powerful that we are a super high commodity on Earth and around the galaxy too. But the innocent, open human heart, imagine floating, imagine dissolving your body into light. That's a lot of energy. Now, how much must you have shut yourself down, or you're on your way evolving up to that ability? There's two ways at it. You can be a fallen angel, or you can be a organic spirit rising up. Yes, either way works both ways. How much energy has been lost in that process? A lot. Where does that energy go? Giant suction things. These are the soul harvesting cages, if you will. You know, the Saturn cube thing that people are talking about. There's soul essence harvesting stations. Mostly Earth is being drained. Nature is also being drained, but most of the humans on Earth are completely drained every day. You've heard me say you get so tired you have to go sleep. So, but no one can stop you from starting to reacquaint yourself with your river of life. But it takes a little reorientation instead of being, what's going on? What's going on? What are we doing next? Oh, I've been there. I've done that. I saw the Grand Canyon. What else? Where else are we going? Where else are we going to do? Instead of being a consumer, a consumptive, they used to call cancer consumption because it would consume you. Instead of being a mental consumer like a shrew, consuming the world. What's new? 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 What else? What else? I've done that. Been there, done that. I got a t-shirt. Let's go. Instead of the consumptive spirit, which is what the training is. Why? Because we're being consumed. So as above, so below. So we've turned into consumers of each other as well. I got a new girlfriend. Let me suck the life out of her for 7 months and get rid of her. Vice versa. Yeah, I got a new boyfriend. Sucked him dry. Let's go. On to something else. Absolutely. You have to learn to discern that. And that is divided inside us. Very few humans at this time are easily knowable as here's a vampire spirit and here's a sharing, respecting spirit. We are mixed bags. The vast majority of humans are just about on the 50-50 range of denial and still good intention, good hearts, wanting to evolve and grow. And there's many, many mechanisms that have seduced us. The most seductive stuff is through goodness, being good. Being good, quote, I'm a good person. I want to be a good person. I want to be a good person. One of the most effective tools of the harvesting archons to use you up is to get you to sacrifice yourself. No greater love hath a man, though he lay down his life for another. How much has that been completely misused to get young, beautiful men go off and die for no fucking reason, right? The latest Iraqi thing was an obvious, destroyed the country. Everyone agrees there was no weapons of mass destruction. I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. But this needs to happen for the reflection, for the wake up for us. It isn't in the big picture, it's perfect. We need meth. We need this. We need, you know, false cabal politicians. We need useless wars. We need to waste $4 trillion of the United States coffers to drain and bankrupt the country on a useless war. And they could have paid off everybody's mortgage in this country 3 times over, and everyone could have had free college education for the next 50 years. That's what we wasted on the Iraqi war. And like Trump says, we don't even own the country. We didn't even get the oil fields. We got nothing for it from his businessman's perspective. Well, at least if you put the money out, you should own. No. Right? But these bamboozling of the public, we're not ready. Here's the reflection. Here's the reflection. We're not ready to hold on to our energy. As soon as you get a buzz in your body, like, let's get fucking high, let's go party, let's go waste the energy somewhere, right? Let's go gamble, let's go spend it wherever, right? Fools and their energies are soon parted. Fool and their money are, a fool and his money is soon parted, right? Humans and their energies soon parted. Why? We're giving our power away. We're not retaining it. We're not holding on to it. You're not staying centered. You're not staying connected. So where does that money go? $4 trillion. That's the outer reflection of losing all that power. You know, that's why people win the lottery, they blow it all. They end up horrible 90% of the time. Same with us. So before you blame Cheney too much, he's just a reflection, and Rumsfeld and company and the Bush family and Clinton family, etc. They're just a reflection of our unwillingness to hold on to our own power that's being given to you with every breath. That is the river of life up and down your spinal column. Over 30 years, I've managed just a little bit compared to where this is going to go, to be able to be quiet enough or sensitive enough to reconnect. Inner body awakening, the alchemy process, and the heart energy are the 3 methods that Source showed me. Let's simplify this instead of like 7 seconds, hold your breath and say, you know, do this, visualize this. Am I doing the Ida and the Pingala correctly? Am I doing this? You know, that's a lot of stuff for most people. So these are ancient yogic techniques. The inner body awakening is Shiva, basic Shiva technique of sensing your energy field. If you can't fucking sense your energy field, how can you start? You can't, you're just stuck. You're a Pavlovian programmed human. How can the people see when the eyes of the people have been gouged out? That's basically the description. How can people feel when their chakras have been blown out? Crashed chakra systems is what we have that have been usurped by these suction. Basically, it's like the Matrix. You know that thing where everyone's laying and they're basically being siphoned of energy? It's exactly what's going on Earth. People are sitting in their houses, doing their thing, taking their pills, doing this. They're just been on a psychic soul energy. We're being suctioned. Whose fault is that? It's ours, ultimately. Yes, it's a shitty deal. You could come in, you're programmed by your church and your parents, monkey see, monkey do. But this is the time when millions of us, a good 15, 18%, maybe 20 of the planet is interested in awakening. It's a lot of people. It's 1 billion people, 1 billion people that they know there's something fucking completely wrong in Denmark. Rotten in Denmark. God bless Denmark. But that's from Hamlet, right? Shakespeare. To be or not to be. Yeah. So all that is, this is the time for it to come up. Nothing can stop you from hooking up to the eternal fountain. I'm enjoying myself now. It sucked for quite a while in my life, but disconnecting from the programming I came out of, British private public school, New England fucking, you know, schools, the whole Eastern establishment. I was this, I mean, it was Yale time for me, full on, right? Managed to get out, still went through inside the system. And there's nothing, this is not to polarize each other. There's beautiful people everywhere. I only remember that source has people everywhere. Even in the NSA, there's a movie out about whistleblowers. A guy, one of the guys in the NSA, or look at Snowden, everywhere. So it's not so black and white. There's good souls that want freedom, respect for other souls in every arena. The Pentagon, NSA, DIA, all those guys. There's an inside bunch of people there that know exactly what the game is, and they do not want a Rothschild bank run microchip world population, one world government. And it won't happen. Your job primarily is to hook up with you, with source inside you, because then you start effervescing. You literally, the energy coming off of you. It's like hanging around really good vibing people. It affects you. Your mom was right. It's important who you hang out with and who you don't hang out with, right? One of the biggest things you can do is effervesce that enjoyment. Like when you see a video of the black guy giving free hugs to the white cops, right? It's awesome. He's fun. He's play. And that feels, notice how it starts feeling, because how you're feeling is what you're effervescing. I'm not talking about manipulating it weirdly with NLP. I'm talking about it becoming more and more natural, but be cognizant of it. Be aware and conscious of, what am I feeling exactly in this moment? What's my belly feeling, my solar plexus, my heart? Start letting the other chakras communicate with you, not just this thing. Again, this is like the fucking spiritual burkas, you just can see with the eyes, That's a direct reflection of shut down energy, forcing women to wear that stuff. Now, women will say it like any Stockholm syndrome, oh, we like it. Yeah, because we're like beaten dogs. The dog will still love its master, even though the master beat it. It's addicted to it. It's the Stockholm syndrome, named after Patricia Hearst. When she was kidnapped, she started, after they beat her and raped her enough, she started identifying with them. It's just how we work, unless you're a very strong soul. 85% of the souls are not strong on this earth. 85% of the souls on this earth can be hypnotized. 85% of them can be mind controlled and turned. It's a 15% that you can't do that with. They can be hypnotized. Just literal technologies that they've used, like flicker technologies, to hypnotize people, right? And 15% of people can't be done to. But the rest are programmable. You have to realize what we're dealing with. Now, does that mean that there's going to be a major culling on the earth? And maybe there might be some major cleanups or just shifts into the fourth dimension. You start healing you make the hookup inside your own chakra system. That's the most issued device. Iron Man has those devices he plugs into his heart, right? Because he doesn't have a heart. He's Iron Man. He tries to protect himself with that super suit, but he still doesn't have a heart. The heart's the strongest thing. It's the pivot point in your being, 3 chakras above, 3 below. So the heart has been a particularly contentious attack zone. You have to shut down the hearts of men and women to take over a planet. You can't have free hearts. Young hearts, be free tonight. Yeah, Jesus is the heart. He's on the crossing, cross. Krishna, Christos, King Arthur. The heart, the lion-hearted, the courage, the courage. You want to be a rebel? Do radical acts. Start doing reopening your heart. Have the courage to face down your own inner demons. That will help so much to shift this planet, to give power to people who have to, actually carry stuff out. There'll be less killings on the streets the more you, one awakened human, you have a huge victory, like you heal a childhood trauma, you just saved 3 people from getting killed in the street. I'm talking literally, because of the vibration of it. Now, if you're, whatever your outer work you're led to do, do it. But unless you get this right, it doesn't matter. So you need to do both. You do both. Inner work, foundational inner work first. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. You got to hook up. Then make sure you're also following your dharmic activity. What do you need to do in the outer world? Feel it right now. Feel your solar plexus, your belly. Notice your breath and my heart. Something is breathing us. Now I'm going into the quiescent space a little bit here, because that's why at those levels time moves slower. When you start entering into the no time space, you spend all afternoon in the field and you go, holy shit, what happened? We did thousands of years of work, yet it went in an instant. This hookup, make an intention if you want it. I have all the equipment I need, and it's not work. The Lazy Person's Guide to Full Awakening. Or rather, the most efficient, elegantly efficient, effective way of awakening. Let the universe love you. Feel this thought. What if this week, I'll let the universe love me. Unclick some of your freaking guard. Take off the giant suit of armor. Little bit, just a little bit. Okay, just what I'm ready for. And see if there's some love coming at you from the universe. All those out of work angels are sitting up in the 4th and 5th dimension. Say yes to them. Now, there's no should or push here. Sometimes, like I've been lately enjoying being a bit alone. But the other day I said, okay, let me play. So I just do it as an experiment too, right? So I'm going to go to Safeway grocery store here in Sedona, right? And I open up and go, okay, what do you want to do with me, universe? Or I'm open to interaction. I'm open to love, play. Now it's going to come in mysterious ways as well, okay? So unclick your ideas of how it should come. I have some guy. I walked up to the line, and I'm a little bit ahead of him, and I just joke with him, and I go, well, I beat you by 1 step. Sorry, man. So, and then just a little bit of the opening, and him and the cashier and me, it's fucking opening of stuff going down about everything, right? And he doesn't know what to do with it. He's like, he starts telling me, yeah, we're moving. I grew up here. He's a veterinarian, and he says, it's getting too busy. We're moving to Colorado, and there's a message for me in there as well, and so forth. Let the universe play with you. Just feel that idea. Let the universe interact with you. Another time I did that, I went to a restaurant, and there was literally nobody in there, but which is my usual thing. I like the quiet of it and just be able to sit and feel. Cacophonic restaurants, yeah, I can deal with it, but it's not that exciting. It's like being in a nightclub screaming at each other. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Let's fucking drink and scream at each other. There's some conscious interaction. All right, a little bit of prejudice from my point. It's all good at the right time. But I remember going to this restaurant, and the young man, I just said to God actually told me that morning, or my inner voice said, do you want that? Can I use you today? Told me. I said, oh, yeah, what are you going to do? It's a need to not know basis. All right, fine, I'll play. And this young man at the restaurant comes up. He has these tattoos on him of Metatron's cube, right? Which is this 3D cube, right? And I start talking to him, and he was just like, oh my God, nobody knows what that is. And I went to this whole huge thing. He had a huge experience. I had the cable guy come to the house the other day. Young Hispanic guy. He's just like trying to get shit done. Feels like he has a couple of kids. He ends up asking me how to meditate. Why? Because I tell the universe, okay, I'm willing to interact with you today. But there's no should about that. It's just as nice to be incognito sometimes, to be invisible, to not be noticed. It's just preference. Start playing with preference. What do you want? Start interacting a little bit more consciously with the universe. It's very healing to be able to discuss anything under the sun. Yes, it is. Yes, the diet, Lou. Yeah, exactly. Eat what the body tells you to eat, what it's suggesting. I eat bacon lately. Not a lot, but like taste. Like if there's some bacon in a salad, some bacon bits, or on the deviled eggs, I go, okay, it's fine. Because of my particular being very strict about it. Sometimes the rebalancing is the other way, right? But generally, what happens is you need less food. Like I can tell I could still cut my food down by half and still have as much energy, you know? There's some huge side benefits of starting to eat or starting to be fed by your inner mana, your inner amrita. You're full. If the shit does hit the fan, you'll be able to survive a lot better than people that are, don't know how to be fed by their own inner energy. Literally, you'll be downloaded with energy and no need for water or food. Pretty damn practical stuff, yeah? Energy that you won't be tired and you won't need food or water. If the shit goes down on Earth, would that be a good thing to be able to interact with if you want to survive? Right? So big changes are coming. When? Nobody gets to know. Spirit won't tell me because I blab, or they can't risk that people that normally can read the Akashic records. This is like a hidden zone. It's like no access pass, right? Stuff's going to happen on Earth, obviously. Big stuff. It's going to go down. Big changes. Energy systems, governments, health, relationships, the secret space program, the fact that we've been having bases on the moon for the last 30, 40 years, and that we have superluminal travel and stargates, all that stuff's real. Very, very interesting times. What do you want? Start telling the universe what you want. Connect with this inner spinal column. Breathe from there. Let yourself be breathed. Choose what you want. Start regulating it. This is how Buddha, Jesus, avatars, Mother Mary, ayahuasca, Pele. Pele is a human being who ascended, she's a real ascended human, meaning she's reached some state where she's still conscious, can materialize bodies, move in and out. I'm not sure she's, a Christ. See, there's layers to it too. It's not all of a sudden. It's not cookie cutter awakening. It's not how it works, If you could feel nothing can stop me from this awakening. I'm not saying it's easy. This is the time of tribulation. This is the time of cleaning. This is the time of cleaning energies out of your cells. Are they nice? No. Ancient emotional attachments, ancient oaths to other souls. All that stuff's coming up for review right now. Yeah. So God is ignorant. God is willing to be on a not to know basis. That's how you can approach a new quadrant in the universe and go, I will trust that I can actually create something here. Start becoming comfortable with not knowing. Not knowing is part of the human awakening experience, to be able to say, I don't know, Don't be myopic labeling, being stuck in trying to categorize with only one chakra. Only using your mental chakra is like running on one cylinder compared to 7. It's ridiculous. Of course, you cannot be a full spectrum human doing that. Allow the 0 point to start occurring in you. If you forget a little bit who you are. That day at the gym for me, I had 45 minutes. Now, I was an observer witness as I could not remember. It's like I'm noticing everything, and I have just enough. I see myself like, I'm going to have to go up there and go, I don't know who I am, and can you help me find my clothes? You know, please don't create any problems. Don't call the cops. And at the same time, I'm doing incline benches. Just I go, okay, just keep it going so that you're like not going to, don't freak out. And I feel this love, like I want to go up and hug this woman on the treadmill. Like, okay, wait a minute. No, that creates problems. You know, don't do that. It was very, very interesting. And I talked to a friend afterwards, and just was he was trying to help me anchor the experience and hold on to it, or, you know, integrate it. It was very beautiful. I could see why my angels or my own higher self or source would fuck with me at the gym, because it's just the least expected place sometimes. But that doesn't work either. You cannot make rules out of it, right? Allow these things. If you're having these soul moments of merging moments, like this client I work with at the grocery store, she said, I can't remember my name, Tobias. Like, hey, I've been there, you know? Yeah. This is not something wrong with you. Don't rush off to psychiatrists. This is part of the symptom. Don't go looking for it. Don't let the ego go, oh, look, I'm awakening. I'm starting to have these spacey feelings and I'm spaced out all the time. That's bullshit ego. And we can all feel like, ugh, yeah, that's fake. No, keep it real. But start allowing for a dissolving a little bit of your rigid ways of labeling yourself and others, because how can you come out of the box if you keep yourself in the box? You know, you have the access system. Open up to being played with by the universe. Okay, I'll interact with you this week. Give to me. Making this practical in the world. Nothing can stop you. The highest contribution you can do for saving the planet and all the little kittens and animals and all that stuff, and the dolphins in the rainforest. Will you do that stuff? We go swimming with the dolphins. I go to the rainforest. You know, yes. But the highest thing you can do to do that is to heal yourself. One effervescing human is worth so much more than 100,000 people marching in the street about why they're angry. Truth. Now, my dog is so funny. She knows every time, because I'm about to wind this up as I'm doing the recap. And Gabby shows up. Where are you, Gab? Where are you? She's over here. Can you see her? There she is. Okay, Gab. So she gives me the warning, the 2-minute bell. She just knows. I don't know what I did to cue her in on that one. It's very cute. Much love. So you're the hookup. Develop that, the innerbodyawakening.com. I use it every day, all the time. The alchemy process, my webmaster has been a little bit delinquent with this, and but she'll be back up online in a couple of weeks. The heart energy is about learning to put the pivotal heart into the center of your chakra system. It's a little more of an etheric exercise. I recommend you start with the inner body awakening, get grounded, get real, feel yourself as energy, and start being conscious of your energy and being inside your own energy fields during the regular day all the time as well. Why? Why not be conscious all the time? Pray without ceasing? Yeah, feel your energy without stopping. Be there all the time. Why would I want to go get out of this? Why would I want to zombify myself? I don't. All right, much love. Enough for now. And back again Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 6, 7 in Europe, and later in the evening down in Israel, India way, etc. All right, much love. Talk to you later.